Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back, or welcome to my ASMR channel. My name is Haley. Today I'm going to be doing some more fantasy book recommendations. You all seem to really love my last video, so I decided to make another one. You guys also voted on what my 100 subscriber special should be, and you guys voted for this. You voted for it, so thank you. Thank you. So, without further ado, I'm going to be getting into some more books. For those of you who haven't seen my other video, go check it out. But I basically kind of read excerpts from some of my favorite fantasy books, and then kind of give a little bit of background and why I think you guys should read it. Okay. So in my last video, I talked about this book a lot. But the part that I read from it wasn't the part that I wanted to talk about, even though it was still a super epic part. I thought it was the wrong part that I read, but it was just a little bit. It was like a little bit after where I wanted to read, and I also never really explained, like, I don't know, like a little summary of this book. So this is Way of Kings by Sanderson, and it's such a big epic series, and so like it doesn't really. I'm gonna be talking about it again. Okay. I'm just gonna be talking about it again. But basically, what this book is about, you follow multiple characters' perspective, like POVs, but the main guy you start to follow, his name's Kaladin. And kind of in this world, a long time ago, there used to be a lot more honor and a lot more, I guess good guys. And now there's just kind of a division between what's called the light eyes and the dark eyes. And the light eyes are kind of the nobles, and the dark eyes are just, like the farmers and like other people. And so you follow Kaladin, and he's been through the ringer. The book starts out where he gets sold into slavery. So it's really sad. But lots of cool stuff starts to happen, and things he can't explain. I think I lost the nail. It's okay. And I really feel like this book is about never giving up, no matter how much someone, pushes you down, or like there's always hope. And I don't know, the characters, like, they almost give up so many times, but then they just come out and clutch, it's just so good. It's just so good. Good. It's just really good. So I'm gonna read a little bit before where I read last time, and then I'm gonna read maybe a little bit of like a different part, both are towards the end of the book. And if you've never read it, like, it won't make any sense because there's just, you don't know what's going on. But please will sound epic and you guys will want to read it. So this is she's like a spirit, like a guiding spirit. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Okay, back to this. I am so sorry. The words Kaladin. Rock cried out as Kaladin ran onto the bridge as it was moving. The wood wobbled beneath him. It was out over the chasm. Oh, they're fighting on like a bunch of canyons, chasms. There's like a bunch of like rock outcroppings with like chasms between them. So they're fighting on like all the different. And so, so he carried. Okay, I'm just gonna read the part. I could talk about. There's just so much, so I'm just gonna keep going. Kaladin, DuckTales, what are you doing? Kaladin screamed, reaching the end of the bridge, finding a tiny surge of strength somewhere. He raised his spear and threw himself. He threw himself off the end of the wooden platform, launching into the air above the cavernous void. Bridgeman cried out in dismay. Syl zipped around him with worry. Parshendi looked up with amazement as a lone bridgeman sailed through the air towards them. His drained, worn-out body barely had any strength left. In that moment of crystallized time, he looked down on his enemies, Parshendi with their marbled red and black skin, soldiers raising finely crafted weapons as if to cut them from the sky, strangers, oddities, and Kerberos breastplates and skull caps, many of them wearing beards woven with glowing gemstones. Kaladin breathed in. Like the power of salvation itself, the rays of sunlight, the rays of sunlight from the eyes of the Almighty. Stormlight exploded from those gemstones. It surged through the air, pulling invisible streams like glowing columns of luminous smoke, twisting and turning and spiraling like tiny funnel clouds as they slammed into it. And the storm came to life again. Kaladin hit. So this is where I read last time. Kaladin hit the rocky ledge like suddenly strong, mind, body, and blood alive with energy. So basically, he like just jumped over the chasm and he just kind of full sent it. And I don't know if it's been like the series is so good, but I haven't read it in like a year or two. And I'm one of those people that like I have to reread stuff because after a while, like I forget, which is fun for me because I can reread books so many times. But this is like a lot of detail, so I'm definitely due for another reread of it. So basically he was like in the air and then he absorbed stormlight from the gems and the Parshendi's beards. The people they're fighting. I was gonna say bad guys, but that's very, I don't know if that's necessarily true, it's really complicated. So yeah. Okay. Kaladin hit the rocky ledge, like suddenly strong, mind, body, and blood alive with energy. He fell into a crouch, spear under his arm, a small ring of stormlight expanding from him in a wave, pushed down to the stones by his fall. Stunned, the Parshendi shied away, eyes widening, zone faltering. A trickle of stormlight closed on the wounds. On his arm, he smiled. So stormlight closed his wounds. That's pretty cool. He smiled, spear held before him. It was as familiar as the body of a lover long lost. I made that mistake last time I read this too. What the heck? The words a voice said urgent as if directly into his mind. In that moment, Kaladin was amazed to realize that he knew them, that they never told to him. I will protect those. I will protect those. I will protect those who cannot protect themselves. He whispered, like me. The second ideal of the night to radio. So, hopefully that was a little bit more context. I know last time I didn't provide context, and this is also like a, you know, like a whisper ramble. A whisper ramble. It's just a whisper ramble, and also I'm sorry if anything I say isn't like totally correct. Like I really do love these books, guys seem to really like it, so I want to make more. Okay. I don't know what sound that was. I usually go. Okay, back to the book. So, I just have to smile because those of you who have read this series just know. You just know how good it is, okay? So this is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and it's so fun to read. I feel like the first couple books in the series, like, really introduce you to all the characters, and you think you know what's going on. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Attack on Titan, but it reminds me of Attack on Titan a little bit. Attack on Titan is like way better. Sorry to Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass is still amazing though, but Attack on Titan, it's an anime, and like they think they know what's going on, the people inside the walls, but then you find out that they actually know nothing, and there's a lot more going on than what you first thought. I feel like this series does like a really good job of that, where like you think you know what's going on, but then later, you like really find out what's actually happening. And it also has, you know, epic wars and battles, and it's another fantasy book, with, you know, multiple love interests. Like, I remember reading this book and like rooting for one person, and then another person would come and I'd be like rooting for the next person, and then a third person would come, and then I'm like, forget the other two guys, like run to the third guy now. I'm rooting for the third guy. But it gets just a little bit like barely like a little sprinkle of spice in like the later books. The earlier books there's like nothing. There's just like a little bit in the later books, but it's nothing like crazy. So anyway, Throne of Glass, we follow a girl, a main girl. I think she starts the books out being 17. Her name is Selena. Those of you who've read it know why I made the look just then, but her name is Selena. Her name is Selena. And this book starts out with her being rescued from, she's basically in like a slave mine. I'm just realizing now, why do all of these people go to slave camps? I think it's just because of like hardship. Like there's Kelsier and Mistborn. We got Kaladin becoming a slave. We have freaking Selena here, like in a labor camp. Anyway, so she's rescued from a labor camp by these two guys. One of them is a prince. One of them is a prince, and the other one is a captain of the guard. We love both of them. We love both of them. And basically they rescue her because before she was put in this camp, she was like one of the best assassins in the land. And so the prince comes to break her out of the soul mines because he needs her to win, be his champion. Basically his father, the king, is hosting a bunch of games where like the winner of the games becomes like the king's own assassin. And so decides to go. And of course she has her Cinderella moment, you know, she's walking. She walks down the stairs. And the prince and the captain of the guard are there. And the prince, at this point in time, is, you know, a little obsessed with her. But we love men who yearn, so it's all okay. And the captain of the guard is like I feel like the prince puts his heart before his brain, but the captain of the guard puts his brain before his heart. So the captain of the guard, I think, likes her a little bit. But not enough to do anything about it. So anyway, I'm gonna read this to you now. Okay. Okay, so she's right now she's talking to the captain of the guard. His name's Kale. Don't ask me why it's pronounced. That's how it's pronounced. And then Dorian's the prince, and he's gonna come up and talk to her in a second. Okay. From this spot, she could also still make out. Oh my God, why can't I read today? Sorry. From this spot, she could also still make sure no feral beasts were about to rip into the crowd. But he didn't need to know that. She glanced at him. Would you like to dance with me? He laughed. With you? And no. She looked at the marble floor, her chest tight. You needn't be so cruel. Cruel? Selena, Barrington is just over there. I'm sure he's not happy about you being here, so I wouldn't risk drawing his attention any more than necessary. Coward. Kale's eyes softened. If you weren't here, I would have said yes. I can easily arrange that, you know. She shook his head as he adjusted the label on his black tunic. Just then, Dorian waltzed by, sweeping the brunette with him. He didn't even glance at her. Anyway, Kale added, jerking his head at Dorian, I think you have far more attractive suitors vying for your attention. I'm boring company to keep. I don't mind being here with you. I'm sure you don't, Kale said dryly, though he met her stare. I mean it. Why aren't you dancing with anyone? Aren't there ladies whom you like? I'm the captain of the guard. I'm not exactly a catch for any of them. There was some sorrow in his eyes, though. It was well concealed. Are you mad? You're better than everyone here, and you're very handsome, she said, taking his hand in her free one. We love confidence. We love taking the initiative. There was beauty in Kale's face, and strength and honor and loyalty. She stopped hearing the crowd, and her mouth became dry as he stared at her. How had she missed it for so long? You think so? He said after a moment, looking at their clasped hands. She tightened her grasp. Why, if I wasn't? Why aren't you two dancing? Kale dropped her hand. She had difficulty turning away from him. And with whom should I dance, your highness? Dorian was alarmingly handsome in his pewter tunic. One might say it matched her dress. You look radiant, he said. And you look radiant as well, Kale. He winked at his friend. I can't wink very well. Then Dorian's gaze met hers, and Selena's blood turned into shooting stars. Oh, well, do I need to lecture you about how stupid it was to sneak into the ball, or can I just ask you to dance with me instead? Yes. I don't think that's a good idea, Kale said. Why? They said in unison. Dorian stepped a little closer to her, even though she was ashamed of herself for believing such awful things about Nehemia. Knowing that Dorian and Kale were safe made the misery worth it. Because it attracts too much attention. That's why Selena rolled her eyes and Kale glared at her. Do I have to remind you who you are? No, you remind me every day, she retorted. His brown eyes darkened. What was the point in being nice to her if he was only going to insult her the next moment? Exactly, girl. We're confused as well. Dorian put a hand on her shoulder and gave Kale a charming smile. Relax, Kale, he said, and his hand slipped to rest on her back, his fingers grazing against her bare skin. Just take the night off. Dorian turned to her from the captain. It'll do you some good, he said over his shoulder, though the merriness faded from his tone. I'm getting a drink, muttered Kale and walked away. She watched the captain for a moment. It would be a miracle if he considered her a friend. Oh, so sad. Dorian caressed her back, and she looked at him. Her heart jumped into a gallop, and Kale dissolved from her thoughts. Like dew beneath the morning sun, she felt bad for forgetting him. But, oh, she wanted Dorian. She couldn't deny it. She wanted him. Yeah. You look beautiful, Dorian said quietly, running an eye over her in a way that made her ears burn. I haven't been able to stop staring at you. Oh, and I thought you hadn't even noticed me. Selena,
And I suppose it didn't help that you had a line of ladies waiting to dance with you. I'm here now, aren't I? Her heart tightened, and she realized it wasn't the answer she'd been hoping for. What did she want from him? He had his hand inclining his head. Dance with me? Was there music playing? Had she forgotten? The world had shrunk into nothing, dissolved by the golden glow of candles. But there were her feet, and here was her arm and her neck and her mouth. She smiled and took his hand, still keeping one eye on the ball around them. Sorry, my brain had a spasm right there. I think in my last video I did a little bit better reading, but I hope you guys enjoyed me kind of getting more in depth with some of these books. Please subscribe and comment down below and like this video if you want to see more. I love making these types of rambling videos. It's like one of my favorite things to make. And so thank you. Hearts, hearts. I